Hi, I'm the Bearded Builder, and I am definitely not an HVAC guy, but today we're going to pretend for a minute. I'd like to introduce you to my helper. This is Adam. He's also not an HVAC guy, but today he's going to pretend.
We're licensed.
So before I got too far and I couldn't show you guys a good before and after, we're down in the basement and we're going to demo out all this ductwork because basically it's starting over. So they had all this 6-inch round went over to right there, cut across this guy, and then went back. I think it was tucked into that thing, that hole there. They got some good 7-inch round.
Flathead screws. I love them.
We got some more 7-inch round. We got some more 7-inch round. But this is just kind of like how furnaces were built back in the day. Plenty of takeoffs off the plenum in all sorts of different directions. So we're going to delete all that. And then the HVAC guy, who is not us, is going to put in a nice trunk coming off and going down through that hole into the new addition and do proper takeoffs with some much more efficient sort of system. So we'll see what those HVAC guys can reuse and what they can't, but Adam and I are going to do all the demo to try and save a couple bucks. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Summerville project. Today I want to run around. The inspector was here this morning and gave us our all clear for all of our roughs. So before we start closing this place up, I wanted to do kind of a detailed walkthrough of all the different systems and kind of how they play together and whatnot before we insulate and start drywall. So let's jump into it. So we've got our insulation load here, ready to rock and roll. But before we talk about that, I wanted to kind of walk through the plumbing, electrical, and HVAC and talk about that stuff and what we got done. So you can see there's no pipe in the floor yet for either of the bathroom toilets, but all of our wall plumbing is done and ceiling plumbing is done. So this PEX is stubbed into the basement where it can be hooked onto and chased over to, hot water heater and all that fun stuff. And the plumbing is just stubbed down where it will then get chased out to the septic. So we're doing PEX and PVC. That's pretty standard practice. I usually have my electricians, we call this whipping the Romex, and what we'll do is we'll actually set the vanity and set the mirror, and then they'll drill a 4-inch hole and they'll use a remodel box, and then they can pull this Romex back through and hook it up to the light fixture so that we can position that fixture wherever it needs to be based on the mirror height. So there'll be a couple spots where you'll see a bunch of funny looking Romex. That's what we call whipping it. HVAC, we've got high returns and we've got low supplies. That is for stratification. I can't really say it, but that's kind of how that works. So in the basement, there's some trunk work that we'll go over when we get down there, but we've got a 12-inch round because that's what fits in between the floor joists that comes up. And that feeds an 8x16 that runs across the house here. We've got 2 feeds that go into the closet. Those are up above, so they're insulated. We've got 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, and a bathroom upstairs. So we have 5 supplies then that come off of it. All of the cold air is run in oval, not panned, which I think I kind of like the idea of that a little bit more. So like I said, we've got high returns here and here. And then to keep the upstairs costs a little lower, we've got our supply that runs out to the outside below the window, and this is a floor vent, an old school one. We're going to cut that flush and we're going to drywall over it, and that's going to be the return. So in this bedroom, we've got a supply out here, which will kick the air up, and then we've got a return down here, which will pull it back down. That then goes into oval down to the basement. This one, we've got a floor return here. We've got a floor return there for in the hallway, and that's just to help get some of that air pulling down. Got a couple supplies for the bathroom in this other bedroom. Our plumbing chase is over here. So pretty much when you look at this main wall, we're about max as far as our openings go, because there's pretty much nowhere left to open anything, I guess you could say. Every bay is full of something. Kitchen, so we talked about all that. We got our backing and blocking. We've got low voltage whips put in for under cab lights. We've got a doorbell that'll be up above the cabinets, so that'll have a ding dong and a dong so that you know which door is ringing. I guess while we're on electric again too, we've got stuff set up for a TV over there. We've got a couple can lights in the family room, which will be nice. Plenty of can lights in this room. Yeah, plenty of those. More low voltage. These are all adjustable boxes, so we can, once we drywall and backsplash, we can actually pull these boxes out flush, which is really nice. Laundry room. We ended up deleting the opening that was here and making that more open concept. Bedroom, we've got a couple returns up high, just a ceiling fan, nothing too crazy. And then in here, we've got our plumbing in the wall again. That goes up, catches the vent for the shower and toilets and all that stuff. And then our whips again for electric. So what we'll do is we've got an antique dresser that's going to be a vanity in here. So once we get that set and the top on it, we'll cut in remodel boxes, and we'll use this Romex whip to run those two remodel boxes. Same thing, we'll put a light bar, a sconce up there, and that'll get whipped in as well. But other than that, that's pretty much all the mechanicals and rough-ins on the first floor here. So everything was a pass. We've got just a little bit of fire foaming to do, and then we're in really good shape up here. And we'll zoom around again. So the furnace stayed where it was at. They did new cold air boot, new cold air trunk, new plenum, and plenty of new trunk line. So I think there's some work to be done with these yet to hook them back up over here and over there. So there's still some work to do with the intake and exhaust. Also, I'm gonna have my plumber do something with the gas line because it's kind of all not pretty there. But that's what we got so far. So we're over by the kitchen is under this, and the dining room is under this. So there's a couple takeoffs at the end of this Swiss cheese that still has to be done, but they're waiting for as much of the electric and plumbing to be done before they stove the pipe in there. It's pretty cool looking. So goes down this way, makes a gigantic bend, and shoots down into the new addition. All of the cold air returns are ducted now into the trunk, so there's nothing in pans, which is kind of nice. I don't know if I still have a functioning light down here, and inevitably, oh man, oh, we have power. So, oh man. So we'll make it quick. So we've got makeup air coming in. We've got cold air. There's two returns in the bedroom above us, and then there's a laundry room run down the end. So it's definitely plenty of trunk, but my understanding is that the trunk will flow better air than, or more volume of air than like round stuff. So I think it starts, this looks like maybe a 24. And then next down to maybe half of that, 12 or 14, I don't really know. And then this guy starts at 24. Looks like we maybe lose, I don't know, 6 or 8 inches. So then that drops to maybe like a 16, and then maybe down to a 10. So definitely a lot of trunk, but I think that's probably for the better. So let's go upstairs and see what we have up there. So that'll wrap up the mechanicals and everything up until our rough inspection, which, like I said, we passed that this morning. So now we're going to do some insulating. The good news is none of that's even itchy, so it's not even going to be that bad. Thankfully, it's like 75 degrees today, so it's actually kind of sort of comfy in here. But yeah, so Adam and I are going to do plenty of insulating, so look forward to that in an upcoming video, and I suppose we'll see you guys in the next one.